One of a Kind with Rob Van Dam is recorded in front of a live studio audience.
And so I wasn't really looking at it. I went, bam, and then I hit him so hard that he was swelled up and he had like a big egg, I don't know what you want to call it, on his face that was, what do you want to call it? Anyway, it was it was nasty and it was bleeding and it was big and swollen up. But at the same time, when it's someone that's like a really, a sweetheart like him or like Abyss, then I regret it extra over like, maybe someone that I'm like,
You can always just ask a question. I'll try to make it down. But you can also do super chat, and that helps out the show. That helps out One True Sport and gets a little buzz going. Like Liam Evans here, One True Sport. Remember, he says, "Hey RVD, do you have any good rhinos?"
Liam. Oh
yeah. Hey there. Do you have any good rhino stories? He's going to be at a show in my hometown in October in Wales, UK. Looking forward to meeting the Manbeast. Any good rhino stories, Rob?
Man, that's a good question. I've been around Rhino quite a bit. Great guy. When he broke in, Sabu was, he had Sabu's approval. He was like, no, he's a good guy. And he's from Detroit, and so, we're going to do what we can for him, and liked him right away. He's a super nice guy. I think everybody would have to agree because he's a nice guy. He always tries to make you laugh, and he's try to be funny. The one thing that sticks out in my mind is when I turned heel in TNA on my last run, when Katie was managing me then. Well, first off, when they suggested that to me, that they were thinking about turning me heel, I was feeling like, but I thought I was like the most over, like guy. I was like, I thought you do that like when stuff's getting stale and you need something new. Oh, we are there? Oh, yeah, we could try it, and I was like, I'm interested. Rhino was my partner. We were both heels. No, we were both baby faces, I guess. Whatever. I don't know. I just remember that I was turning on him, and it was at a point. Yeah, we must have been baby faces because it got the desired boo. And I don't know who we were against. It feels like it was Dreamer. That would make sense, but I don't remember the exact angle. But Rhino was over in the corner doing his, get up, so I can do a running spear at you that's different than Goldberg or Edge because I'm a rhinoceros, and that makes it different. And then as he was like doing that, and I was in the other corner, all of a sudden out of nowhere, bam, I hit him with this sidekick in the face. Boom, and nobody expected it. I think it was really well timed to get that surprise reaction. But that was stiff as fuck. And I always felt bad because I really like Rhino. But I really, and he even beforehand, was, he was wanting to, boom, take it. He actually said, try to control that because I want to be able to really sell it good and go and like dive through the ropes. And, oh, yeah, cool. Sounds good. And but when I went to do it on the spot, I didn't want to look at him. I didn't want to give it away. So I'm like looking around, and I just kind of used my peripheral because I wanted it to be a surprise. I wanted it to be, like a misdirect kind of handling of your attention, if you will, and super fast too. And so I wasn't really looking at it. I went, bam, and then I hit him so hard that he was swelled up and he had like a big egg, I don't know what you want to call it, on his face that was, what do you want to call it? Anyway, it was it was nasty and it was bleeding and it was big and swollen up, and he had he had like friends or family there and everything, and afterwards he's taking pictures with them and he's all swollen up and shit. But I always, that's not the first guy that I've potatoed, but when it's not intentional and that happens, and of course, He didn't have any hard feelings or anything. But at the same time, when it's someone that's like a really, a sweetheart like him or like Abyss, then I regret it extra over like, maybe someone that I'm like, fuck him, Sometimes I might not hold back on purpose, and even if I'm not necessarily trying to fucking hurt somebody, it's like, oh, well, let's not put as much care into it and see what happens.
Let's just have a little fun out there.
That's man on the spot, Sometimes you owe somebody a receipt, from the last one or whatever, but that's my Rhino story. Although I'm sure I have a lot more. That's what pops in my head and dominates my brain whenever I think of Rhino.
I like Rhino a lot. I have yet to interview him and would love to do that. But I think he was a great.
You got him,
huh?
Spark him.
Yeah, spark him if you got him, guys. Do it to it. I know some people I think are already smoking. I liked him too. I bought him. I know he was late in the run here, but I bought him as a good ECW champion too, like a world champ. I thought he was credible and all that stuff. They built him the right way, I thought, when he had the.
Yeah, I regretted having to hand over the TV title to him in ECW, of course, because that was not a happy moment in my career after defending the belt for like 2 years and being on that run that was increasingly getting better. I was getting better. The houses were getting better. It was just an awesome time. The whole company was getting better. And, I broke my ankle and that kind of sidelined a lot of that action for me in a match with Rhino. And that was the first time I'd been hurt like that during a match. So I kept trying to walk it off and just obviously continued the match. People from my generation would never even think about, timeout. That's like crazy to think of the way the mindset that the guys have to be in nowadays to look at it as if you even have that option because you got somebody trying to kill you, trying to beat you, trying to pin you, and you're going to forfeit or are you tough enough to continue? And that was just the mindset I was always in. I remember doing the damn backflip off the top rope and landing on my broken ankle. I didn't know it was broke.
Yeah, I was going to ask, did you think it was broke or you didn't?
No. I kept trying to. I kept thinking I'll be fine until I took my boot off after the match, and then it swelled up, and then all the pain really hit.
Oh,
and I lucked out. This was in Orlando, Florida, and there was a fucking foot doctor sitting in the crowd that was watching. That said, "Hey, let me take you to my office a few blocks from here, and I can take care of you." And X-rayed it. Ended up putting me in a cast and everything.
Wow. Yeah, it's that classic. It's always like in the classic Looney Tunes. Is there a doctor in the house? And this doctor, I'm a doctor.
Exactly.
That's it.
One of a Kind with Rob Van Dam is recorded in front of a live studio audience.